Hello everyone, my name's Laeticia Sevin and welcome to the International Opportunities Podcast. This series will give you an insight into our students' first-hand experiences abroad, whether that be a study exchange or work placement. From Fiji to Canada, our students have done amazing things abroad and we want to showcase that to all of you. If you're thinking about going abroad for your studies or for work, then this series will hopefully give you some inspiration, tips and advice. Today I am joined by business management student Harrison Mcgurk to talk all about his placement at IPAG University in Nice, which is in the south of France. Hi Harrison, thank you for joining me. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Thanks so much for joining me today. So Harrison went on an exchange programme in IPAG in Nice. Can you walk us through the study exchange programme?
Okay, so a study exchange program is where you do your second year of studies in a different country. So you just continue your studies, but you'll be doing it in a different country. So the actual application to do it is very simple. You just go to the Internationals Opportunities team, you fill in a short application form, and then you get to go study in the country of your choice, depending on which program offers which location. All the classes will be taught in English, and you'll be studying the same subject, but it'll be a little bit different to the course that you do here in Salford.
And what course did you do at Salford, and what course did you do in IPAG University?
So the one at IPAG University, it was business as well, but it wasn't so much focused on business management. It was more focused on international business.
Right.
And the actual structure of the course was a lot different because where in Salford you'll do 4 modules a semester, there we did 10.
Oh wow.
And most of the modules would finish with a written examination. So it was very different because you don't do that many exams at Salford. So it was a bit different, but it was great. It was a great place.
Good.
Yeah.
And how did the course structure compare to your experience at Salford?
So like I said, there's 10 different subjects. So which was good because you got a lot more variety and you learnt some, more niche topics. So like one that comes to mind is we did cross-cultural management, which was very useful because it gave you understanding of how different teams perform and how they prefer to be managed. Something that I've taken with me since then.
Brilliant. And did you learn any unique business or economic strategies at IPAG that you think will be useful in your future career?
So, like I said, this one would be the managing different cultures. I think that one was the most helpful.
Brilliant. And did you get to work on any hands-on or real-world business projects while you were studying there?
No, unfortunately, we did. Unfortunately, most of the subjects it was a little bit like high school, where you taught the subject, and then you're given the resources to study for the actual examination. So we didn't get any opportunities to do any hand-on projects.
And what was the university like there in comparison to Salford? Was it a lot bigger or smaller?
So the actual university itself was very small. It was a very small campus because IPAG, they have 2 campuses. One in Paris, which is their big main one, which is a bit like Salford, has big libraries and cafeterias. Where ours was the size of a small high school, really, but it was still very nice. So it was 3 floors, and on the top floor you had a little terrace with a little cafe where you could get coffee and you could study outside in the sun.
That's very French.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Everyone having their espressos and cigarettes on the terrace.
It was exactly like that. There is a sign, no cigarettes, but everybody would still smoke.
That is very French.
Yeah. So you could sit there with your cigarette, coffee, your laptop, doing some work with the gorgeous sun.
That's a dream.
And a nice view of Nice.
So when did you go there?
So I went there in, it was September 2022.
Nice.
And I stayed there for an entire year.
Wow.
If I could, I would have stayed longer.
Yeah.
And it was a nice time to go because September you still had the nice warm weather, and then and in the winter months you could go skiing.
Ooh, nice.
So you take the bus up the mountain, 2-hour bus ride for €5, and then you're at the ski resort. You pay another €60 to rent equipment and get a day pass.
Ooh,
and
nice.
you back down the mountain for sunset.
Oh, that is
beach.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm imagining it now. I want to be there.
Yeah.
So did you get the chance to network or connect with any local businesses or professionals while you were there?
So one really good thing about the actual course there was that all the teachers were professionals or working, so they were doing this part-time. So it was really good to gain professional insights from them. But we didn't do any local connections with businesses. 'Cause like I said, it was mostly focused on, passing examinations.
So you've gained some good contacts from the university.
Yeah, so one of my teachers I still talk to, he's Dr. Jean Varnier. So he's a psychotherapist and a very impressive guy. He works with he speaks 10 languages.
Oh, wow.
He works with the police in Vienna, about the psychology of terrorism. He used to work for the French government and still in contact with him.
That's a very good contact to have.
Yeah.
What was the best part about living in Nice while studying?
The best part was the weather and being next to the sea. You just wake up every day and whenever you had free time, you could go to the sea, sit on the beach, swim in the sea. And all the French culture of having terraces everywhere. So it was just so nice to finish school and go for a pint, sit out on the terrace, enjoy the nice weather. Brilliant food. So there's a lot of Italian inspiration, Nice. So, you had really good pastas and pizzas and local seafood. And the skiing in the winter, that was great as well. And
get the best of both worlds.
Get the best of both worlds, yeah. And it's great nightlife there. You have because you get a lot of tourists coming there, so a lot of the bars and clubs of it, they're a lot of fun, and you meet a lot of new people there. Yeah, from all over the world. Did
you find people were quite friendly? And because I know there's the stereotype that French people are quite difficult to get along with.
So most of the people I met were exchange students, a lot from Ireland, England, Germany. So I didn't meet a lot of French people. No. There's that stereotype, but yeah, I would say that stereotype kind of held true there because I didn't meet any French people.
Especially in the south of France. I feel like up north people are a lot more friendly.
It's a lot more friendly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because they get a lot of tourists there, so they're just like, oh, the anglais.
Yeah, they hate roast beef. I used to get called by my family.
Really?
Yeah, the little roast beef. So, were there any cultural differences in how business or economics are viewed that made you rethink things?
Yeah, so I'd say with the way the French do business, it's very hierarchical and very professional, whereas, compared to England, people tend to be a little bit more easygoing. Oh, how are you? You doing all right? Even if you're talking to your manager. In French, there's a clear separation of, who's in charge and who are the workers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's a bit more authoritarian the way they conduct their businesses and manage a team.
That's really interesting. How did you find that?
Well, because we haven't mentioned this, but I lived in Luxembourg for several years, and it's a little bit the same sort of work culture there. So for me, I'm fairly used to that.
Okay.
But and they also value very much qualifications and credentials there. So if you don't have the right qualification, they will not give you a chance. Yeah.
Brilliant. And were you able to learn the language whilst you were there?
So I already spoke the language before I went, but we did have French as a foreign language that we had to do, and that was every Friday from 4 to 8 p.m. So we had 4 hours.
Every Friday?
Every Friday. And Fridays we would have class from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
What?
So that was always a brutal end to the week. I'd have 4 hours of French. But it was good for me to relearn some grammar because although I speak the language, I don't do a lot of writing, so it was good to do that. Because most people I met were international students, the main language I conversed in was English. But for other people who went there who didn't speak any French, they picked up a lot. Like one of my friends, she went from speaking pretty much no French to be able to have a conversation in it, which is quite impressive.
Real, yeah, because French is a very difficult language to learn.
It is a difficult language to learn.
I think it took me 22 years to get to a good point with my French. It took me a long time. So how did you make friends? Did you have a welcome event when you arrived?
So the first day I went to IPAG, it was a bit of a welcome event, but it wasn't so much social. They kind of just showed us around the campus, and we met a few teachers, and they said, okay, you can go. But I heard some people speaking English with an English accent, so I was like, oh, hi, and they were from Liverpool.
Oh, no.
So then we went out for a few pints after the welcome event. Then one of the guys, he was sharing accommodation with some of the people from Ireland, so then we met them. So it was really easy to meet people because everybody you met was there for the same reason.
Yeah.
And they were in the same boat, new city, new place, so everybody was very friendly and very warm, so it was really easy to meet people.
Yeah, that you're all in the same boat, so it's dead easy to go out and you all want to have fun and
exactly. Everyone has the same mindset of let's have a good time, let's meet some new people.
Have you solo travelled before?
Yeah, I've done quite a bit of solo traveling. Yeah.
Whereabouts have you travelled to?
So, for example, last October, I went to Prague, Vienna, Athens, Warsaw, Corfu, and Albania in 10 days.
Oh my! In 10 days.
In 10 days, yeah. It was a crazy backpacking trip. So I've been to probably like 30 different countries at this point in Europe, and a few places in Asia as well.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that is unreal.
Yeah.
So you're used to travelling on your own then. Did you have any concerns before going?
So I arrived and I hadn't had accommodation sorted,
Oh no.
which was a really big mistake. Don't do that. So I arrived and I booked a hostel for a week, and I was like, I've got a week to find an accommodation, and it was still the tourist season, September, so everything was booked up, and the only thing I could find was an apartment in October. So I thought I was a little bit screwed. But I ended up meeting a girl who's also on exchange here, and she let me live with her until on the couch until my accommodation was ready.
That is very lucky.
Yeah, and then we went out for 2 years.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
So, also, did you manage to travel around the south of France?
Yeah, so there's great public transport connections. So you have the train that goes to Marseille, Cannes, Monaco.
I love Monaco.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So that's one of the first trips we did, was just go to Monaco, new country. You take the train, it's like €10 there and back. So
it's cheap, isn't it? And they arrive like every 15 minutes.
every
or something,
15
don't
minutes,
they?
yeah, it's really simple. And then you can go to Cannes, so you can see the Cannes Film Festival if you want to. You can go to Monaco for the Formula One, even though they do put big boards everywhere, so you kind of have to it's difficult to get a look at the cars.
Yeah.
But and I also took the Flixbus. Flixbus is like a bus service to Rome. So that was like an 8-hour bus ride, but it was easy to travel
I went
around.
to Rome as well.
Yeah.
Wow, you've done a lot of travelling.
Yeah.
And do you think that studying abroad has changed what you want to do in the future?
Yes, it has, yeah. Originally, I wanted to join the military after university, but after studying abroad and just sort of getting a new perspective on life, so to say, I kind of realised I want to do something a bit more normal.
Do you have anything in mind of what you want to do?
Yeah, so I'm currently doing interviews for a graduate accounting position.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've applied to the south of France as well, and also Monaco. So
so good.
So I'll be having an interview with Barclays in Monaco. So
oh wow.
We'll see how that goes. Probably very competitive. You can imagine a lot of people applying to that one. But
but you'll be standing out as well, because this will be a unique selling point that you've travelled and done.
And I've got and I speak French as well.
Exactly.
And, yeah.
They love people that speak French.
Yeah, in France. Yeah.
Now, did your time in Nice shift how you think about business in the UK versus other countries?
Yeah, it gave me a new perspective on the way the French conduct business, especially down south, because south of France and the north of France is a little bit different culturally, especially because of the weather. So so south France life moves a bit more slowly. People rush less and take things a bit easier and a bit slower, which is it's nice. It's nice.
Lovely.
But yeah, where in the UK, I'd say people are a bit more. Things happen a lot faster and. So in the UK, people, well, maybe not rush into stuff, but they'll do stuff quicker. Where where business in France, they'll take time to research and take decisions a bit more slowly.
So how was it coming back to the UK, going from this nice, relaxed year
Depressing. If I could have redo it, I would have done my whole study in south of France.
Yeah.
But. It was honestly a great time there, yeah.
Well, fingers crossed for you for your application.
Yeah,
that
thank
would
you.
Be amazing.
Yeah.
Would you encourage other business students to study abroad?
100%. You'll probably have the best year in your life. It's the easiest place to make friends, meet new people, and like we said, everybody's there to experience the same thing, have new experiences. So you just go with the flow with everyone else, and you end up having a great time.
Bro.
And it gives you new insights, because for a lot of people, they've never travelled before.
Yeah.
So a lot of people there, it's their first time, living alone abroad. So it gives you a lot of skills on how to deal with difficult situations. And
what advice would you give to students that are having doubts about going abroad?
Just go for it, because you're not going to get this chance again. Maybe in the future you might be working abroad, but studying abroad where everybody else is an exchange student, everybody's there to have fun, and it's great.
Definitely. I had a session with some students, some business students the other week, and one of the girls turned around and said, "This just seems a bit too good to be true." Do you agree with that statement?
No.
Thank you.
I can say it's been the best year of my life so far.
Brilliant.
And it's going to be difficult to top. It's honestly, every single day you wake up and you're like, I'm happy to be here. Let's experience something cool again.
Oh, that's amazing to hear. And how did this experience impact you personally outside of your studies?
So for me, there's a lot of personal growth because it's where I started traveling a lot. It's because I did a year abroad that it kind of led me to enjoy traveling.
Yeah.
So I was also in a relationship with someone there, and we ended up going out for a bit longer afterwards, and we ended up, because we're doing long distance rather than meeting each other at home, we'd meet each other in different countries.
Oh, nice.
So me and that person, we ended up traveling to like 20 different countries together.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, we did some crazy trips together.
Oh, that's
so
amazing.
So I think that was a great thing for me to experience.
Definitely. And how has the program improved your confidence?
It's given me a lot more confidence. Kind of gave me the confidence to get out of difficult situations. Like I said, I arrived there without an apartment. So so it improves your confidence because you're living in a new country and it's all different, and especially if you couldn't speak the language, you can imagine that being very difficult.
Yeah.
So anybody who's gone there, it's improved their confidence.
What would you say was your favourite memory of being in France? Like your favourite day?
Oh, my favourite day? There's so many.
If you had to pick one.
Probably going skiing because I hadn't been skiing in about 4 or 5 years. So when I finally did go skiing, and it's the same resort I used to go to as a kid.
Yeah.
So just to be back on the slopes, that was fantastic. But I will also have to say, like, just sitting at the beach, with a new group of friends and people who I'm still friends with to this day. Watching the sunset, just feeling good.
Oh, bro. So you're still in contact with your friends from over there?
Yeah, we're still in contact, because they live in Liverpool, so we
Nice.
still occasionally see each other. Last year, we went to Nice. We went back to Nice together. I went to all the old places we used to visit.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming here today and sharing your experiences. It's been so nice talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you too.
Thank you so much. Now, if you listeners want to find out more about study exchanges or work placements, then please visit the Student Hub International Opportunities page. There you can find out about our drop-in sessions, application processes and partnerships. I'll see you in next week's episode, where we'll be hearing from more of our amazing students about their overseas placements. Please like, share and subscribe to this podcast so you can hear more, and we can spread the word about our international opportunities. We'll see you next time.